Governor Charlie Crist globetrots in Europe in a quest to boost Florida's economy. Here at home, economists say it may be 2010 before the Sunshine State's economy can rebound. And higher gas prices continue to drive the debate about oil drilling off Florida's coast. All of that on Power Play this week with our guests, Mary Ellen Klas, Capitol Bureau Chief of the Miami Herald, and Bill Cotterell, political editor of the Tallahassee Democrat. Thanks for being here. The governor's in Europe on a four-nation tour to boost Florida's economy. What kind of progress is he making?
Well, it's very hard to tell at this point. He's met with Prince Charles, he's met with Prince Andrew, he's off to Paris and London and Russia. However, he's making all these connections at a point when Florida's economy is in tough shape. So I think the pressure's on for him to make some progress. And right now he's got a couple things relating to climate, alternative energy, an aerospace partnership. That's all I've heard so far.
Bill, your view?
It would be good if he can bring home a major player, a big trophy, something, say, if I had not made this tour, if we, however many there are, had not done this, this wouldn't have happened. I think it would be good for him and erase some of the Democratic Party criticism of the junket, as they're calling it, if he brings home a major trophy.
Can't imagine the governor goes on a trip like this, though, without some early indications that may not be revealed yet, that he is going to bring home some big plum.
Right,
Don't you think?
He's actually going to Spain, and he will be bringing something back from a company there that relates to alternative energy. There will be a new partnership in that regard. We've already got some inklings that that's coming. Well,
even while the governor's in Europe with his fiancée and a lot of important business people and academics, here at home, state economists say things are worse than they knew.
That's it wasn't new, but it was an excellent story that Mark Caputo did in Mary Ellen's paper this week on. The economists have been saying it'll be mid-2009 before we see any turnaround, but the depths of it and just coming on top of everything else, the lead the nation in job losses, the gas prices, things like this, a continuing presidential campaign with Florida up for grabs, gave it added gravity and made it a much more important landmark.
And the polls are showing, Mary Ellen, that Floridians' #1 concern, the economy and gas prices.
Right, and I think that for the first time, we knew things were bad. For the first time, we have numbers. And the numbers say that we're not only leading the nation in job loss, we're not only leading the nation in the lack of housing starts, but it's not going to change. In fact, it's going to get worse as we progress into the next year. That means that it's going to have a ripple effect for the governor, for the legislature. It means we're going to probably see more budget cuts. It really is a dark, grim outlook.
And even with those actions intended to help taxpayers in Florida, insurance rate relief, property tax relief, the economy is still the #1 issue.
Yes, and it's going to continue to be into November, I think, with both. It's unusual for both parties to be contesting Florida this hotly, and I think the economy is going to even outstrip the war as an issue.
And the polls now showing that with higher gas prices, Floridians joining other Americans in softening their opposition to drilling off Florida's and America's coastlines.
Right, and I think, what seems to be absent from that debate is that there's a promise of some immediate benefit by drilling offshore. And that has been a criticism that the Democrats have raised. Even Jeb Bush has come out saying this week, if he had known, when he supported the ban on offshore drilling, if he'd known that gas prices were going to be this high, he would have been supportive of lifting it sooner. The president came out, lifted the ban. They need congressional action to push that through. It is changing people's minds. I think that what Al Gore said just yesterday or just this week, that we really need to think about reducing the amount of carbon based fuel that we need. Nobody seems to be talking about how we get there. It's a little bit more short-term thinking.
Okay, let's go now to your respective power plays of the week.
Mike Haradopoulos, the Senate leader who is campaigning against Amendment 5, the tax swap amendment that would abolish property taxes for schools. He only needs 40% plus one vote to beat it. He's set up a series of 10 forums around the state to start campaigning late this month. I think he gets Power Player of the Week.
Okay, quickly, Mary Ellen.
And I will say that the state economists, with their stunning candor about how bad things are, it was a courageous step on their part to tell us where we are.
Mary Ellen Kloss, Bill Cotterill, thank you very much. You can always go to the Safety Review for the latest political news, and we'll see you next time on Power Play.